Interest rates have been fluctuating between 5.5% and 7% in the past few months. But did you know that there is a program where you can pay 1 to 2% less over the first 2 years? Hi, I'm Jill Ward with Century 21 Island Homes. And even though interest rates have been fluctuating around 6%, buyers have a path to negotiate their interest rate to a lower rate for the first 2 years. In this video, I'm going to show you how buying down interest rates can be a win-win for both buyers and sellers. This gives buyers a much lower payment and helps sellers sell their property in this slightly slower market. So let's discuss how a rate buy down works. It's just like it sounds. Money is put aside to pay 1 and 2 interest percentage points over the course of 2 years. The buyer asks the seller for a credit that helps pay down their interest rate for the first 2 years. We would write that up as part of your offer. The funds, which are held by escrow, are released so that the buyer saves 2% on their interest rate the first year and 1% in their second year. So if you, the buyer, lock in your interest rate at 6%, you need to be able to qualify at that rate. But that first year, you will be paying 4% because 2 percentage points were paid by the seller. And you'll be paying a rate of 5% that second year via the funds that were set aside. And then you'll be paying the full 6% by your third year. The reason that this is an attractive offer for buyers right now is that it provides for a lower interest rate and therefore a lower payment for your first 2 years. In addition, the hope is that rates will go down over the next 2 years and you can refinance if that's an option. The most important thing is to discuss all of this with your lender because they're the person that can help a buyer with what they qualify for and what their payments will look like over the next several years. So how does this help the seller, you ask? As we discussed, a rate buy down happens when you, the seller, agree to pay points or 1 to 2% of the loan amount to buy down the buyer's interest rate. This makes your house much more affordable, therefore much more appealing to buyers. In addition, when marketing your home, your property will stand out amongst the other homes listed for sale since you have a more creative and beneficial offering for those buyers. And as the seller, you are actually going to net more money by buying down a buyer's interest rate versus doing a price reduction. So it's a win-win. So let's give this some context. Let's use $1 million just because it's an easy number, and then you can adjust based on your actual price point. Remember, according to our 2-1 buy down scenario, that your interest rate was bought down 2% the first year and 1% the second year. You are buying $1 million house. At an interest rate of 6.5%, the principal plus the interest would cost you about $6,300 a month. Now, if you were able to negotiate to buy down your rate 2% that first year and you're borrowing $1 million, you're now essentially paying a 4.5% rate, which would take your monthly payment to approximately $5,000 during your first year. During your second year, your interest rate is brought down by 1%. So your monthly payment will be at 5.5%, making your new monthly payment approximately $5,700. The savings would be roughly $23,000 over those first 2 years. That's a very nice savings for a buyer. And this incentive to the buyer helps the seller sell his or her property. Please note that unless your loan is refinanced, the rate will return to the original interest rate you locked in at 2 years ago with your lender. As always, talk to your lender to determine what you qualify for as a buyer. Also, please remember to ask your lender what your payments are going to look like at the rate you locked in at initially to make sure you're comfortable once you're paying the original rate in case you're not able to refinance. There is no guarantee that interest rates are going to go down over the next 2 years, but there is a good chance. But if rates continue to rise, you will still be in a good place locking at the rate you have. If you have additional questions about rates and loans, contact your lender. And if you don't have one, I have several I work with on a regular basis who I'm happy to recommend. And if you would like any more information about buying or selling real estate on the island of Oahu, please feel free to reach out. Please don't forget to like this video, hit the subscribe button, and find me on all the social media platforms at Jill Ward 808. Thanks for watching. I'm Jill Ward with Century 21 Island Homes.